Hey guys, so I'm making this quick video about optimizing war machine usage on a Stamplar, and currently it's not as popular as it used to be some patches ago, mainly due to Nightblade, Incap or Soul Harvest being so OP at the moment, but it still has its uses. I think this setup is very much viable in Mol, Hoth and AA hard modes, respectively. I would only be running this setup, however, if we are lacking Nightblades for some reason. Usually we have 3 or 4 Mage's Layers from Nightblades alone, so we will not be needing another one coming from a Stamplar, considering that our Mage's Layer ultimate is very mediocre compared to Nightblades. However, in this video I will be running the so-called Buff Beach setup of War Machine and NMG. You could also run War Machine and Thunderflame, but it's much better on Sogs or DKs. I would not run a DPS setup with War Machine, simply because running Crescent Sweep as an ultimate and running the accompanying rotation to keep Mage's Layer high will tax your personal DPS just significantly. For full DPS this patch we will be running Acuity and Vicious Ophidian most of the time. But this video is not about that, there are plenty other videos about full DPS. Anyway, let's check out the gear. I will be doing this with Night Mother on the front bar only, so Night Mother on the weapons, and War Machine will be active at all times, so it will be 3 War Machine jewels and 2 body pieces. I'm always running Belly Dread pretty much, because this rotation has I think 3 or 4 heavy attacks, and you will not be needing a Stormfist or any extra region really. You don't even have to be a vampire for that matter. Maelstrom as usual and damage health poison. The skill setup, currently I'm looking, it's looking like this. This is pretty much the normal front bar. We could also swap Deadly Cloak for something else, maybe a fighter skill ability like Silver Shards or even Ring of Preservation, maybe. But I think it's still good to have if you're not that advanced at the pass. We could also use Blazing Spear or Shards in the front bar as well. Here on the back bar we have our Crescent Sweep ultimate. We will be using it from the back bar naturally, so that we don't lose the Dawnbreaker weapon damage from the front bar. I've also seen people run it on the front bar, but I think it's kind of silly. You might get an easier rotation that way, but it's just not good for your own DPS. Bow dots, as usual. Repentance, you don't really need this, it's the region, yeah, we're not gonna need that. You can swap this for something else if you want, and Vigor, that's just our usual stuff here. Okay, I will be going over the rotation now. It's not the easiest rotation out there. You have some, let's say, extra bar swaps in there, so that might make it a bit harder to learn, but ultimately it's pretty easy once you get the hang of it. Obviously it's a fixed rotation, so you don't have to track buffs really, or stuff like that. I usually start the fight a bit differently from the normal rotation. I usually start the fight with a Bar of the Light and an ultimate immediately after that. Just because most of the time our fellow stamina players or magical players will not be starting the fight with an ultimate, so I just want to have at least some Mage's Layer up right from the start. Just because, well, Hail, for example, lasts just about 10 seconds, so by the time the Mage's Layer buff runs out, your fellow stamina players will already be casting their second Hail. Okay, so on a dummy we can start with a trap. In most trial bosses you will not be able to start with a trap, you will just start with Power of the Light instead. But here, light attack trap, well, do not have to light attack, I just started the combat for no reason. Into a light attack Power of the Light. Here we apply our bow dots, looks the same in all rotations, on all stamina classes pretty much. Light attack Hail, light attack Caltrops, light attack Injection, into light attack Crescent Sweep. We bar swap, light attack Rending, light attack Power of the Light, heavy attack, jabs, heavy attack, cloak, heavy attack, jabs, and light attack, power of the light. You bar swap, reapply bow dodge, bar swap, this time light attack Rending, heavy attack, power of the light, heavy attack, trap, heavy attack, cloak, and by this time you will be having your second ultimate ready. So you will bar swap after the cloak, and immediately light attack Crescent Sweep. Swap back, heavy attack, power of the light, swap back, and apply bow dodge again. So the rotation starts over. Here, light attack Rending, heavy attack, power of the light, heavy attack, trap, heavy attack, cloak, heavy attack, jabs, light attack, power of the light. And this time, after applying our bow dodge again, we will be having the ultimate up and ready again, so the rotation starts over from there. It's a 23-second rotation if I'm not wrong, so it's sort of a lengthy rotation, but you will learn it very quickly. Okay, I will be doing a quick 6 mil parse, and we will check the combat metrics window afterwards. Okay, that was not a particularly good pass, but as we see here, we did get 50% on Major Slayer, which is pretty optimal. It doesn't get much better than that in longer fights at least. Power of the Light is 88%. That's not that good. It might reach 90% in a perfect pass, but in a trial you won't be getting any more than 80 most of the time. Unless it's like Valarial or some other stupid boss like that. 35k DPS, that's not perfect. I made some mistakes in the rotations there. I missed some light attacks and stuff like that, so 36k, 36.5 plus is definitely doable. I'm using the Variamunder, so it's also a bit lower. The CP is pretty much the usual Stamplar CP shown here. I only have 20 points in piercing, which is what I currently use in most trials as well. Anyway, that's pretty much it. I hope you enjoyed, and I hope this helps even one person. If it does, then I've done my job. See you guys.